and welcome to this tango video tutorial about back boleos. First we will show you some solo exercises and then we will see two structures, how we can dance it on the Milonga. The boleos that we will work on are first the linear boleos. From the walk we have it either on this side or on the other side, and rack, or from the classic position of a backward ocho, we can have it on the open side of the embrace, or we can have it on the closed side of the embrace. Can be in open embrace, can be in closed embrace. Our approach is a boleo that comes from a projection. So as you notice, the knee of the free leg is already behind the knee of the standing leg. There are other ways to do a boleo where you keep the knees together and it's more like just an uplifting of the leg. In this video we will show you how we first work on the projection, and then from the projection there's a slide, and then we will have a dynamic impulse for that, and by that we go the whole way. It shouldn't cost you, it should be easy, and but it requires some organization in your body. Let's do the exercise. We start with projecting backward. So we have the first projection, second, and we change the weight, and on the other. Try to really find the projection where your big toe is on the floor and not just like the ball of the foot. So we want to have really a long leg, and you can link it with the breathing, that expansion is holding, bring it back to your center, is releasing. One time to the other side, and again, holding, releasing, holding, breath, releasing. If we're doing the projection, we also do a little bit of outward rotation of our hips on both sides, so not just on the side where we have the projection. Otherwise, we open, we have the pelvis diagonal. So we want, if we rotate both hips outward, the pelvis will stay parallel. Maybe there's a slight adjustment, which is okay, but not too much. If we come back, I also close this part. Now comes again this curling idea. If I'm not curling here, it might be that for the projection, I'm arching my lower back. On the one hand, this will cause pain. On the other hand, this problem of connection. So here we want to keep a little bit of this change the leg. Yes. Very good. Straight foot. Outward rotation of the pelvis, holding the breath, releasing the breath. Now we want to push the extreme a little bit more. So after we reach the first position, we want to stretch it a couple of millimeters more. So it will be tuck, and this last stretch goes into my embrace in a slight counter position. I'm not doing something like this. I'm also not doing something like that. I'm moving my arms 10 centimeters, but I'm very slightly having here the whole body active. Other side, and so first limit and a little bit more. First limit and a little bit more. And feel this elongation here from the last rib on the left side and the left elbow, or the last rib on the right side and the right elbow. This you can now do together. You can do it in practice embrace. Now I'm just listening and feeling how Iris is doing the projection. First limit and a little bit further. And other side. Really keep the limit not too extreme in the beginning. If you're already too much in the first, it's harder to push it even further. So the first limit is really elbow at the position where your rib cage ends. So find the position first, yes, and then a little bit further, and also For the moment, it's enough if it's 3 millimeters. It's a micro movement. It's not necessary that you try to do 2.5 centimeters. One more time. First track, and a little bit further. Yes, and back. One time, tack, and change the role, also your partner. So, first limit, and a little bit further. One more time, same leg. First limit, and a little bit further. Other leg. First limit, and a little bit further. Second time, first limit, and a little bit further. The more often you repeat, the more continuous you can go to this, and maybe it will be one long movement, and you will not stop to have these 2 limits explained. Let's now do it in the tango embrace. We take the open embrace for the first time. Later it can also be in close embrace. So the first limit, we really are in our axis, and the second we're still, but there I feel here there's the continuation on her back. It's very important that I feel from my partner we want to be together. It's not like second limit and I go away from you. So again, on one side, first limit and a little bit further. Yes. Once you have listened to it, one more time, the follower is doing it by herself. The next step is that I lead it by, okay, I create this space and even further. And I feel, okay, we have this and even more, or afterwards, okay, we can reach it directly. This is a very subtle communication, and it really pays off to take this time to find it. Don't jump it. Now, the next exercise is we want to lift the leg. So when we reach here, we want to activate this part. For this, you see I'm moving my center a little bit back. Also, you see Iris is not going crazy and already lifting the leg a lot. It's about communication, it's about also muscular training that, okay, here. Also, you see here we are not moving a lot, almost no moving at all. And here it's really super calm. Once you have that together, you can go for this exercise that we do one step and then we search the Boleo, going through the points. Now you can do it one time slow, so you have the first limit track and the second limit and then going up, but then we want to have the fluidity here, and I think of like lighting a match, so it has a zrk, and when we have the other as well. At the moment, I'm not yet leading. We're searching for movement, we're searching to be calm here, and I'm accompanying what she's doing. What I need to do is put a limit that she can use. If I'm not giving the limit, and it will be hard for her. Before, you remember, I was going a little bit in opposition, so mini colgada. Now I'm not doing this, I'm just like staying where I am so that she can use me. Once it works out, I lead it. How do I lead it? By creating a little bit of and then giving an impulse to grow again. And compact. If I give a sound, I have don't do the opposite to have no, it will be uncomfortable for your partner, but we create a little higher muscle tonus before so that we can have a release. And I'm sending her away and at the same time staying with her. So I'm not opposite. Could be a colgada Boleo, everything is possible in tango, but for this tutorial, it's just, could also be just projection. So if it's stuck, it's the projection. But from the projection to the Boleo, it's this change of muscle tone. If it's the same, she will expect a walk from this. And if I increase it a little bit, she feels like something is coming. Can still be the walk afterwards, but she will feel like, okay, there's a preparation for something, and I release it, and it's going for the Boleo. These were many details. If you just watch this video, maybe you will need some direct correction in order to be able to copy that. If you already have worked with Boleos, maybe these ideas and this exercise will be enough to make you understand. Now, if we dance it on the Milonga, some people say, okay, it's very dangerous to lead a linear Boleo like this. Yes and no. Of course, in a crowded Milonga, I will not kick my partner in front of me. Sometimes, here in Vienna, we have Milongas where there are not so many people, and if I'm really dancing into a corner where I know that nobody can come from the changing room or from the bar, I know very clearly, okay, we take this space here. And for me, it's legitimate to dance it also on the Milonga. More common, however, is to dance it with a pivot first. So, like this, it's still the same technique of Boleo, the linear one, but we start with a pivot first. By that, it's a little bit more challenging because we also have to create the torsion. So, we have to lead the backward ocho, do the backward ocho, and in the backward ocho again, we want to compress a bit and then grow. If we just do the ochos, it was like grow, grow. For the pivot, we have a little bit down. Can be so small that you almost don't see it. And this I can also use then for the Boleo. I can use it on the open side, I can use it on the closed side of the embrace. When I learned Boleos, we learned in this class, it's always in opposition. Now, I would say it can be, but it doesn't have to be. I could lead the Boleo with staying here. Of course, sometimes it's a little bit easier if I also walk and transfer my axis. In particular, if we have like, okay, we go there and I walk there. It's practical. It's a little bit easier, but it's not the only lead that triggers the Boleo. So, to sum up, what triggers the Boleo is the little compactness and the release followed by that. And we have the fluidity and we have this, we want to be together, and also we have a little bit of this stretching in the whole body. So I feel with my arms that pak, trak. You see this, can you hold them, the position here? Here there's a little elongation. It's not 5 centimeters, but it's not nothing either. Micro movement. And if we go for the back Boleo, feel how maybe we have one tempo for the ochos, and then we have, For me, it's most comfortable to do it linked with the breathing, to have it fluid and elastic. Lots of information. If you have any comments or questions, let us know. We'd be very happy to hear from you.